Have you ever wondered why everyone is focusing on their speaking skill but not thinking that listening, writing, and reading are just as important? It's like the four corners of a house. If you only build one of them, you can't build the entire house. I'm Bahar, and in this video, I'm going to give you a plan on how to keep a balance among all of these skills. You ready? Let's get into it. Let's answer this question first. Why is everyone looking for improving their speaking skill and their accents? It's because they want to communicate and interact with others. But is speaking the only way to communicate? What if someone asks you to start a chat, so you have to write? What if you want to listen to someone carefully and remain silent, so you have to listen? Or when you want to read news on your phone, you have to read. I wanted to show you that every single skill is so important. Now let's have a weekly plan for ourselves. On the first day, we're going to focus on listening and writing. You can start with a short video, a TED Talk video, anything that you like and you enjoy. I just want it to be short so you're not gonna lose time. Try to watch and listen carefully without subtitles. Just give it a shot. If you find it too difficult, it's fine, it's okay, you can turn it on. But at the end, our goal is to start watching without subtitles. I highly recommend you to listen carefully because at this point, we're just going to improve our listening skill. After the video is finished, I want you to start writing a brief summary of what you have learned or what you just watched. I don't want you to write something very complicated or too long. No. Maybe 4 or 5 sentences are completely fine. This writing practice helps you to activate your knowledge. You might say, all right, but what I'm gonna write about? You can create some questions about the movie and start answering them, or write your opinion about the video. Like, I didn't like this story. The story wasn't that much interesting, but I think it would be better if... So you can keep writing. And at the end, I want you to start checking your sentences, your structures. You can look at your sentences and say, it would be better if I used this word or if I could use that expression. Also, you can use lots of AI applications. They are so helpful to find your mistakes and also paraphrase it. Let's move on to day number 2 that we're going to focus on reading and speaking. The reason why we're focusing on 2 different skills is that one of them is receptive and the other one is productive. Listening and reading are receptive skills. Writing and speaking are productive skills. So if you mix them together, you will see a better result. And make sure that matches your English level. If you find any of these phrases or expressions or the words interesting or special, you should definitely remember them because we're going to make some sentences with them. After you're done reading, it's time to start speaking aloud. While speaking, I recommend you to record yourself. It helps you to understand how fast you can speak, and at the end you can check your pronunciation and also your grammatical structures. Day number 3, we're gonna focus on listening and speaking. At this step, you can start listening to your favorite podcast or listen to your favorite song. It's totally up to you. I just want you to listen carefully. If you're listening to music, I recommend you to start writing the lyrics, and at the end you can check its lyrics and see how correct you were. You pay attention to each detail of the song. It helps you to master your listening skill. You can do the same thing for podcasts. Podcasts are definitely easier for you because there is no music in the background. If you want to write what you hear, choose a podcast that is between 3 or 4 minutes. That's it. Now I want you to talk about the topic that you just listened to if you were listening to a podcast, or you can speak about the song. You can talk about your emotions. How would you feel when you listen to that song? Do you want to dance with that song or no? Again, I want you to record yourself so at the end you can listen to the file and understand your mistakes and correct them. Day number 4, we're gonna focus on our reading and writing skills. Just exactly the same that we just talked about. You can find a textbook or your favorite novel or your favorite book. Start reading it. It's not necessary to understand the whole text. But if you find some of the expressions or some of the phrases interesting, it's good to find its meaning so you can memorize them. When you are writing, try to use all of those new words, those new expressions that you just learned from that book. When you are reading and you see some new words, you are learning them passively. But when you start using them while speaking or writing, it helps you to activate all of those words and new expressions. Day number 5, let's focus on our listening and speaking skills. One of the main factors that helped me master my English language was listening to my favorite songs and writing their lyrics. I didn't know that this method was so helpful and helped me learn lots of new expressions and vocabulary. And also I could review the grammatical structures. I understood how sentences were made. My English level was normal back then. I think I was 13 or 14 years old. I was just enjoying that song and I wanted to memorize it. So I started writing the script. I realized that my English got much better just by singing a song because I could review some of the pronunciations, sentence structures. So if you enjoy listening and singing a song, I recommend you to first listen to it carefully and then start writing its lyrics, memorize it for yourself, and start speaking or singing it aloud. It helps you a lot. On the 6th day, things are gonna get a bit harder because we're gonna focus on our reading and writing skills. I want you to read some news in English. It's completely fine if you don't understand some specific expressions. You can look it up and find their meanings. After you have read some news, now it's time to start writing. If the topic is about politics and the governments, it's fine that you couldn't understand the whole text. But again, I want you to do your best and start writing whatever you understood from the news. Guys, remember that at the end of each of these days, you have to check your mistakes and correct them. Otherwise, what's the point of all of these practices if you won't understand your mistakes? And the day number 7. It's completely fine if you want to take a break, have a review of all the things you learned and all the mistakes that you made, so you won't make those mistakes anymore. So we just talked about a weekly plan on how to keep a balance between all of our skills. I mean, listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, isn't that